Welcome to the Get Offset podcast. My name is Emily.
And my name is Andrew.
And it is a Sunday morning in Seattle. We're coming at you on a Tuesday if you're actually listening to this on the day it comes out. I don't know. That was a weak intro. I don't know why I did that.
Sunday morning, rain is falling. Yep.
My
There's no
homemade
rain,
pumpkin
though.
spice latte hasn't hit yet.
This is my first caffeine of the day.
Yeah.
And this is atrocious. I thought I'd try something new.
Is it mud water?
No. So we finally broke out the drip coffee maker. We've just given up on making ourselves nice coffee every single day. So, so I've got that. And then I thought to myself, I do protein for breakfast in the mornings usually. So what if I just mix in like a scoop of protein powder with my coffee and top it off with some unsweetened almond milk? And my shaker bottle is in the dishwasher, which means I can't access it because the dishwasher is running because I got up early this morning and started on dishes. But so I just had to try and do my best with a whisk in it. Yeah, it's chunky. So if you see me kind of after I take a sip of coffee, that's what
is
that's
your
about.
cocktail shaker also in the dishwasher?
I don't have the. Oh, actually, that one's dirty because I did make myself a cocktail last night.
Okay.
But there's not like a shaker ball. So like my blender bottle has like a little ball in it that like helps break it all up kinetically.
Oh.
Whereas like cocktail shaker doesn't have one of those, so it wouldn't necessarily.
You could have put some ice in there instead.
I don't have any ice because I forgot to make some, which is problematic. We're having people over for lunch and I forgot to make ice before we started this, so I might have to run out and grab the bag before they come over.
Glad I reminded you to make ice.
I have to move the car anyways. It'll be fine. We're not too far from the store. Yeah. Anyways, this is my attempt at being healthy.
Oh.
But my attempts lately have been sort of working, I guess.
Good for you.
Because I think I'm 1 pound away from being down 35 pounds in the last 6 months.
Holy moly, that's a lot. Congratulations. Yeah. Who's ahead between you and Jason from Working Class Music on the October challenge?
I'm ahead right now. I think he told me that he actually went up a little bit and then came back down to his starting point.
He's working on gains. He's doing some lean gains, I think.
Yeah.
So.
And I think I'm down 2 pounds. So neither of us are like even halfway there. And I'm going on vacation next week. Yeah. So it's really anybody's, like I could undo all of this so fast.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Cincinnati, so I didn't exactly lose weight in Cincinnati.
Skyline. Graders.
Great. Yeah, man. Twice. 2 graders. 2 experiences. Yeah. Only one Skyline. 2 graders. No buskin. 1 more Linehouse. What else did I do that's aggressively Cincinnati? I went to Kings Island. Had some La Rosas. Everyone else in my family made the mistake of having a Fest House burger. Like, why? There were so many other options. Just get the thing. And every time they're like, I don't know, I just thought it would have gotten better in like the years since we've all gone. I'm like, why would you think that? Would you rather have a frozen pizza or a frozen burger?
Frozen pizza.
Yeah, exactly. So, dude, what else? We went to Mad Tree, which was delicious. They have cocktails, mocktails, and obviously a ton of great beer on tap. Very good pizzas. Hofbrauhaus. So nice. Lots of German food. Yeah, we had a great time in Cincinnati. Yeah. Went to both Mike's Music's locations, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, because we're going to talk about hometown guitar shops a bit later. My husband just got home from the grocery store. We're making.
Hi, Rick.
Andrew says hi, Rick. He's quiet. He's being quiet.
I just realized I was tripping out. I'm like, wait, your room looks different. Like, what's different about it? Realizing for whatever reason this week the way that it's streaming out is in reverse.
Yeah, it's actually the correct way, I think.
Okay.
I actually have a new camera. It's not actually a new webcam. It is my phone. I'm using my
Oh.
phone and a tool by a brand called Reincubate called the Camo app. So it's
Okay.
just using my phone, and I was like looking at it. I'm like, is it opposite? So I'm like, what do I have to tell? Like, because it's really hard to like gauge. Like, is it mirrored? Is it
Yeah,
mirrored?
yeah,
So I
yeah.
hold up like the only thing that I have near me that has text on it. I'm like,
No, it looks
is it
backwards to
mirrored?
me.
It looks backwards to you?
Yeah, and all your guitars are lefties right now.
It looks right way to me. It looks the correct way to me.
Uh
It
oh.
looks backwards to you? I'll fix it in
Yeah.
post.
Fix it in post.
I'll fix it in post. It's weird because it looks correct to me. Whatever.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Why does it look correct in pre if it's not correct in pre? It's weird.
Yeah.
But other than that,
No.
how's it look? It should look better than my OG webcam.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah.
Looking crisp, looking fresh.
So fresh and so clean, clean. Oh yeah, when we flew to Cincinnati, we booked like kind of like in the middle of COVID. We're like, we're gonna have a hold on hope, man. It's the last thing that's holding me, and and pe- people who like indie rock from Dayton will get that one. And so we're looking at like the coach tickets, and they're like $99 direct to Cincinnati. So I'm like,
Nice.
hold on, like brother, like let's because my brother was going with me, and my husband and my niece. We were all going because we're celebrating my grandfather's 91st birthday. Again, being very hopeful. and like let's look at first class because I'm like last time we flew I think that we paid like five like almost 400 to $500 like to fly
Sure.
coach. It was less to fly first class for each of us than it was to
Hmm.
fly coach last time, so we're like, you know what, this sounds a lot more pleasant to fly first class with a 5-year-old, four and a
Sure.
half almost 5-year-old than coach.
How
So
was
let's
it?
just do that. Amazing.
I've
We were
never
all
I've never flown first class, so
one like boarding early with an impatient 4.5 5-year-old, and then in Seattle we got to go in the Alaska Air Lounge, which again, much more pleasant place to wait with a young child, and then the adults all get to have like free mimosas. At
mm,
breakfast she got to enjoy like the pancake machine and a muffin and some orange juice, and then we got to wait, and she's like, I want to get on the plane, I want to get on the plane, and I was like just like having a conversation with her. I'm like, well, if we leave, we wait here and then we go on the airplane, because then if we get there too early and they're not ready for us because they have to
yep,
get the other people off the airplane or the airplane's not there yet, like as soon as we get there, because we have special tickets this one time, like trying to explain to her like
yeah,
this is
yeah,
a very special flight, we're not ever going to get this again, probably this is the
right,
one time we're ever going to fly this way, like really emphasizing this is
yep,
unusual.
yep. That's how I was with my kid at the
Yeah,
Mariners game. We was scoring those
yeah,
tickets.
yeah,
It's like
this
I
is
don't think
like,
you understand, kid. That doesn't get better than this.
yeah, this is the one time probably where we're going to do this. But like getting on the plane first was really nice. Like having extra like space to like put your things, like just like being able to spread your elbows out is just like
Elbows.
maybe the nicest part. The extra leg room. There's just like a little bottle of like a little boxed water waiting for you when you get on there. Um, then the meal they give you on the plane, like Rick and I both times we got the vegetarian options because again, like which would you rather have on the plane? Frozen risotto or frozen cod?
Fair.
And my brother was like, the meat options were both bad. I'm like, yeah, because which would you rather have, the frozen like chicken or the frozen ravioli? Like,
Right.
So we were both really happy with our meals.
Some things freeze better than others. And
Yeah. And then the free, like, obviously there was free alcohol, as you know, it's fine. We didn't like get wasted
shot,
or
shot,
anything on the
shot,
plane.
shot, shot, shot.
No, they're not getting you drunk in first class. Like, but like, the flight, like the flight attendant made sure to remember our names and give us anything we needed. But like, it's still like COVID, so like, I ordered a gin and tonic, and they give you like this little packet of like lime flavoring, and I put it in, and then I like took it back. I was like, can I just have gin and orange juice because this is very weird tasting, and I'd rather have
Sure.
like a more real citrus flavor. So it was really,
Yeah.
yeah, it tasted
That doesn't sound normal.
gin and orange juice.
No, 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 no. Gin and juice is fine.
Yeah,
The lime
yeah.
flavor
Oh,
packet.
it was bad. It was really bad. Like yeah, it was all settling to the bottom. I could tell.
Uh-oh.
So I also knew that like, here, I know you're gonna sneeze. Hit that mute button, dude. Hit it. Get it. So I could tell it was all settling to the bottom. I'm like, this is gonna be like, I'm either gonna have to stir this drink the whole time, like actively, or it's gonna be like a very weird end experience. So it was
Right. But I mean, maybe if there's enough gin in there, you wouldn't notice by the time you got to the bottom. Hey.
yeah. They do give you doubles each time you order an alcoholic beverage, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
And you
I
didn't get
suppose I
it?
would hope that you would get that for the cost difference, but no,
No, it's like, of all the perks, sincerely the best one was the elbow room.
yeah, no, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I think elbow room is probably the one thing that I would ever complain about with just economy class. Um, I flew from Frankfurt back to the States when I was in college, and I got stuck between just a couple of German dudes,
Yeah.
like just some big old German dudes. And Germans don't really wear deodorant.
Yeah. I've been on some stinky public transportation before.
Yeah,
I remember being on a very stinky. There's one flight that was particularly stinky, and it was like a European flight, not to
yeah.
be too stereotypical, but by far my stinkiest public transportation experience was a Greyhound bus.
Mm,
And I
it's
won't
all the
get too into.
electrolytes in the air.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one too publicly because I'll just sound like an asshole.
Sure.
But it was just one of those, like, you kind of look around and you're just like, we as a group do not smell good.
Right. That's fair.
No, but you kind of like,
So
yeah.
my fear with flying first class, if and
A
when I
fear.
ever have the opportunity, because I have a fear of flying first class, and the fear is that I'll never be able to go back. It was like when I moved out of my dorm room to an apartment in college. I'm like, I'm never doing a dorm again. Like, I will pay for the apartment.
Yeah. I mean, that's a little different. Like, sharing a room like over a long period of time is with someone you don't really know, or even someone you do know, is that's a long-term thing.
Sure.
And flying first class is difficult. But I'll say, like, when Rick won like best mustache at Bonnaroo and we got the VIP tickets the next year, I was kind of like, I don't know if I could do GA Bonnaroo again. And then the next year we did GA Bonnaroo, and I was like, yeah, we did it. It was fine, but I really did miss the VIP.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's that taste of luxury.
yeah, but we did it. We did do it again, and it was totally fine. So like, you say that and you think that, and you do it. I think it just kind of depends. Like, I always say, like, for those festivals and things, like, if you treat like a Bonnaroo or a Coachella VIP experience as like your annual vacation, and you really budget like the 1,000, 1,400 bucks as your vacation, yeah, sure, do the VIP thing. It's probably totally worth it. Um, if you're doing like a bunch of them, like, that's absolutely bonkers, and I don't understand you.
Yep.
You must make so much money, and I
Yep.
really envy you. And I think that the same can probably be said of flying. Like, it was our first, obviously, like, wasn't my first flight. It was the first flight I paid for in well over a year because I flew on Alaska credits to Summernam. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, yeah. So like treating it as like the first like flight or like only flight of the year, and also like the
Sure.
cost of it, like being like what I would normally p- p- pay for a flight. Uh,
Right.
yeah, come on, y'all. Of course. Why wouldn't I do that?
Right.
It
Oh
was
no,
like three. It
I don't
was
think
just for
anybody's
the
going to
record.
drag you for
It
your
was
life
300.
choices here.
Okay, yeah, it was $350.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, no,
It's
it
like
was
you
three
can't even
hundred
get a
fifty
Chase Bliss
dollars.
pedal for that these days.
No, I just sell a Squire Strat on Reverb. That's fine. What about you, dude? What have you been up to?
I'm trying to think of how I answer that question tactfully.
Tactfully.
Uh, I think the tactful answer is I am exhausted because my day job schedule was tossed all over the map this week, and
Yeah.
I was getting pretty used to waking up at 7 every single day. And I know that that's a small problem to have, but it's just one of those a couple of early starts and I'm just completely thrown for the whole weekend.
Yeah. I mean, just like
So
messing with the sleep schedule. Like humans are very schedule based
I'm a
people.
fragile human being, as it turns out.
Well, yeah.
So no, I'm feeling that right now, but
Yeah.
um, no, I had a particularly exciting thing happen to me. I came home from work one day this week, and it was just one of those like nothing in particular, just kind of in a grumpy mood. I'm like, no, I'm hungry, and I came home, set down my bag, walk into the kitchen. There's a box sitting on the counter with my name on it. I'm like, I don't remember ordering anything because I haven't been ordering things lately, and didn't recognize the name. It was just like a name I didn't recognize from some random address in Florida. I'm like, what, honey? Did you order something for me? Like, do you know anything about this? Like, I'm scared. Like, is this going to be anthrax or like what's going on here? And so I was all right. Well, I guess dinner can wait. I have to know. And so I opened it up, and this is the first thing that I see inside.
Oh, that's pretty orange.
That is incredibly orange. For those
So
of you who
just
can't see, there is orange bubble wrap, and there's also Sweetwater candy. I'm like, but this isn't from Sweetwater. I'm so
oh,
confused because I didn't order
that's
anything from
confusing.
Sweetwater. And there's a card. So I opened the card, and let me grab the card. And it's various pieces right now. So I opened the card, and as I picked up the card, I could kind of see what was underneath, and I started to get an idea of what sort of shenanigans were happening. uh, Open the card, and it's got this magnet on the front that says "Beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy" by Benjamin Franklin. I don't even have to read that off the card because I know that quote inside and out. My wanted teacher would be so proud. And I open it up. It says, "Wishing you everything good on your birthday. Happy birthday, Andrew. We hope it is filled with all the things you love from the Patreons. P.S. We couldn't resist adding a dad joke. So I will read the dad joke. What two letters spell candy?"
C and Y.
Yep. C and Y. So this is a removable magnet. This is going on my whiteboard. And that was where that was already just phenomenal. I was sitting there like trying not to tear up. You know, you just have one of those stressful days at
Aw.
work and you come home like so I open up the rest of the box, unveil the bubble wrap, and inside this thing, God bless America, is
It's a
this
Foxy Toad
fuzz.
box. It's
It's
orange.
orange. It's fuzzy by Warm Audio, and um, I'm so happy.
I was
um,
trying so hard the last time we recorded to not be like you because it was one of our Patreons who was selling this pedal, and Andrew
yeah,
had been like, "Do you want to tell the story?"
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no. So one of our Patreons was selling a couple of pedals, as we do have an internal patron channel for on our Discord server for selling things, and we often sell things to each other at the friends and family rate. And I saw that this was going for sale, impeccable condition. I'm like, I have to have it. And I'm like, what is the price? And the price was like better than anything on Reverb. Just it was a really entirely fair and even generous price. And I went back and looked at my finances. I'm like, I can't do this because I'm going on vacation in a couple of weeks and I don't
You have
have.
to be a responsible dad type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
Good.
yeah, no. So I was like, I can't do it. And then I came back around like as a last ditch effort and I cornered you. I'm like, is there any chance there's like, if you buy it and demo it, that I could just steal it after you're done or something. I like trying to figure out some way to negotiate, some way to like make this a podcast expense.
I was like,
Because,
no.
and you just kind of like deer in headlights at me. You're like, nah, I don't think we can. And I was like, and I felt bad because like the way that you responded, I felt like guilted and like for even asking. Because I hate asking for things in general. I'm like, okay, I'll just pretend like that didn't happen. We'll move on. And little did I know that you were already well aware of what was happening. So I think that was like a few days before it arrived.
Yeah.
What was that conversation like for you?
I was like, stop ruining your own surprises. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Carrie. You want a cookie? Nah, she just wants to watch the birds.
Carrie does not want a cookie. So anyways, heartfelt thank you to all the patrons who made that possible.
Yeah. Big heavy lifting for Joe Braga.
Yep.
Check her out. Follow her channel. I think it's Joan of Heart on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So no, that was
very funny demos. I think Carlos, her partner, wrote the card.
Yeah, and I believe that was the name on the package as well. So next time I will remember that.
Remember Carlos? Yeah. Cool. Well, that's a fun what's new. I have a little what's new. My what's new is actually purchased this time. It's not something that was sent to me. I'm going to open it.
Do it. Violence.
I choose violence.
Not even using like scissors, nothing. You're just tearing into the. That tape never stood a chance.
Well, it came via FedEx, so you know it was already a little damage.
Right over the fence.
Just no, it hasn't been needed over the fence in a minute. I wonder whatever happened to that FedEx guy who just Amazon guy. I mean, I did it. I bought the stupidest thing I've ever bought in my adult life.
I'm so proud of you.
I bought the Lego Fender guitar amp combo. I don't know why I did this.
Because it's amazing.
Legos as a kid. Yeah. Even as a foot switch on the amp to activate the reverb and vibrato channels. That made Andrew laugh.
That's a great detail.
Oh my god.
Foot switch is an essential part of a Fender amp.
It is. It has a little stand for the guitar. So I'm definitely gonna build this. Obviously, I'm thinking about doing a Facebook Live with it, and I might invite my bassist over to like drink mimosas and put this together at some point.
Nice.
Yeah, because they messaged me and they're like, "Hey, I don't know if you can get this, but I would put it together on live." I'm like, "Me too. We should do it together." Yeah. So it looks so silly. There's actually strings and a whammy bar. I bet it works.
I wonder if there's like some sort of something in there that even just like a one button activation or something built in.
It says you can build a guitar in red or black, but I've seen people build a combination of the two.
Ooh.
Yes. It has 1,074 pieces.
That's a lot more pieces than I expected.
Yes. So this is my what's new.
Well, enjoy. That looks pretty rad.
It does. Yes. This week's episode of Get Offset is sponsored by the Caroline Guitar Company. That they do not make Lego sets; they make pretty sick guitar FX. Hey Andrew, what do you call an illegally parked frog?
About to be towed?
Damn it!
Is that it? That was it?
I was just gonna say toad. Knock knock. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Candace.
I can't answer that.
Do it.
Candace.
Candace who? You say
Candace
Candace.
who?
Candace ad spot get any worse? Sorry, Billy.
There we go. Not what I was
you.
expecting. I was expecting middle school level responses.
Yeah. Well, I've been around my niece all week, so I had to learn some jokes that were bad, so she could say,
Yes.
"Oh, and me." She doesn't quite get them. She doesn't quite get puns. Check them out at any guitar retailer, really. Caroline Guitar Company.
I was not ready for that. That joke was the verbal equivalent of havoc.
The Candace one?
Yeah. Just immediate havoc to this conversation. Just like pizzazz.
That one tends to people like that one. my band liked that one. I told it to them. They're like, wow, Emily, jeez. Oh man. Yes. Their pedals often have havoc switches. A somersault has a havoc switch that maximizes the rate and the depth, which is key to my sound.
Which, in context with Candace, sounds so much worse. But moving on.
Yeah, sure. And you can be a supporter of the show if you check us out at patreon.com/getoffset. Become one of our Patreon supporters for access to our Discord server. So you can buy Andrew toys for his birthday.
But not till next year.
Yes, that's true. And other things. Hi, Care Bear. Do you want a cookie? No? Still no. We also have merch at getoffsetpodcast.com/shop. Please like, comment, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're watching the video, or subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. And please rate and review on iTunes. It is hugely helpful to us when it comes to finding new listeners or having new listeners find us. Big deals. Big deals. So we hinted this earlier, but this week I went to Cincinnati and I got to go to my first favorite guitar shop in the world, Mike's Music. Mike's Music is located on Short Vine in Corryville in Cincinnati. And that is indeed not a good neighborhood, but it is a great guitar shop, and it has these really cool stained glass windows that are guitars. And it was always just a magical place to me. And I always wanted to talk about it, man. It's 3 stories of like vintage weirdness that's literally piled like as high as your head, like the amps in these rooms. I don't know if you still watch any of the videos, but it's like it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot to navigate.
Just a wall of potential sound.
Yeah. It really is. And there's like stuff that I've never seen anywhere else. And just like really bananas collection. Everything from like true blue vintage Gibsons to like 80s Gibsons that were, not exactly the heyday. Weird, amazing like custom shop Fender Jazzmasters to like I don't know. Did you see the video of that Jag, that vintage Jag I was playing?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh my gosh! Like I'm just like sit there, I play it for like 2 seconds, and I like pull my hand away. I'm like, this feels gross, and then I'm like, my fingers are like orange from all the dust. I'm like, ew. Maybe they
Grab a
should clean it.
microfiber real quick before you play
Yeah,
again.
maybe. So that place, like, I bought some guitars there. I bought my first lap steel there. I bought my Gibson Hummingbird there. So my favorite acoustic guitar of all time, I bought there. I met the Donnas there. I met Ryan Adams there, actually. I have a great picture of me and Ryan Adams there when I was like 14. It makes me feel real weird now. But it's right next to
Yep.
Bogarts, which is like a very famous club in Cincinnati. So it was really cool to go. It's always really cool to go back. I always make a point to go back. They have some just incredibly cool and weird stuff. And I think anyone who ever goes to Cincinnati needs to go to at least the original Mike's Music on Short Vine, if not both locations. They have another location called the Soundstage in Covington, which doesn't have as much stuff, but it's really still a cool place. So I love those local places. I always make a point to when I'm traveling, I want to go to all the local guitar shops. I mean,
Yeah.
Seattle has some great local shops too, obviously.
We absolutely do.
Yeah. My favorites are like the ones that carry the weirdest stuff, cuz what like Mike's has like obviously the 3, 4, $5,000 guitars, but
Sure.
they've got some weird, like, affordable, crazy bananas stuff there
Hmm.
too.
No, I
And
remember
this
last time I was there, I don't even remember what guitar it was anymore, but it was a sub $1,000 guitar that was just like weird and funky, but the sound is just super inspiring. And I remember
where?
sitting there at Mike's.
Oh, you mean
I
the
was like,
Mike's here, Mike's in Seattle.
oh yeah,
Mike
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Mike's. No, I'm
Mike
still talking
Mike's.
about Mike's
Oh,
Music in
sorry.
Cincinnati.
Too
Yeah. It's confusing. I
many
agree.
Mikes,
A lot of Mikes. There's at least 3
not
Mikes.
enough Ikes.
Mike and Mike's. Yeah,
Yep.
so there's some weird shops here too. Obviously, there's a Mike and Mike's here, which makes this conversation immensely confusing.
And do they sell
So
microphones? I don't think they
Mike's Music does.
do. Oh,
Mike's
there we
Music
go.
sells everything.
Finally, consistency.
Consistency.
Maybe the Mike and
Um,
Mike's is like it cancels itself out, signaling that they don't sell mics.
Mike and Mike's, but not Mike's.
No, they probably sell
Yeah, so
mics.
then there's Mike and Mike's in Ballard and Fremont in
Fremont.
Seattle.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what Andrew's talking about. And they don't just have like the expensive stuff either. Like Andrew's saying, they have sub $1,000 guitars as well. That I would like to hear more about your, because you were talking
I
about.
remember going in. I think I was up on the second floor. Trying to think. I think it was an acoustic
Hmm.
that I was playing. That I was just like, whoa. That was pretty cool. But I mean, I guess if I really want to go back to like quote unquote hometown, I mean, hometown is like hard just as a military brat. But the
Yeah.
one of my hometowns is Lompoc, California, and I remember there is like on H Street all the way down at the south end there. Right next to the coffee shop there's a music shop, and I don't remember what it used to be called anymore. I just looked it up, and it's changed names entirely. But I remember back then it was just like this. I remember thinking this is so cool because it's small town, like that's all we had. Um, but I remember stock was very limited, and the guitars are never in tune, and like there's usually maybe one person working, but
Yeah.
sometimes they were also like in the coffee shop next door, and you had like ring a bell, and they like walk through like the door that they share and be like, oh, what's up, sorry, I was just having my cappuccino. Yeah, but I think last time I was there, I remember like walking up and they turned an old drum set into like planter boxes out front. I was like, come on, no,
You have
why
to it's upcycling.
it
Not
made me sad
everything.
as a drummer.
Well, not you can't like not everything can live forever. So then you turn it into something new. It's like in New York City, they turn old subway cars into marine habitats in the Hudson Bay. And actually, it has really helped the marine life there. thrive. So yeah, why not turn it into like planter boxes?
That sounds like such a cop out. It's like, what are we gonna do with these old cards? I don't know. Toss it into the river. Like,
Well, my sister-in-law had a bunch of old tires that she turned them into um, raised garden beds.
fair, fair.
Give things a second life
All
instead
right,
of
all
throwing
right.
them away. Instead of
Anyways,
throwing them away, come on, come on.
I think the one thing that store was like probably like really phenomenal for serving the local community was the lessons that they had. Lessons I remember were super
Yeah.
cheap. I never ended up taking any there, but every time I was there, there was somebody up like in the balcony area up there that was giving a lesson, and invariably like there would be Tom Petty involved. Anytime I'd poke my head in, learning to fly. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, see you. And no, I mean, I think it was really good. Some of my friends that played in high school all learned from the couple of guys that gave lessons there, and I think that was just a really neat small town community type of a shop. And yeah, so that was a good introduction for me before I moved out of that town to
Mhm.
kind of what a music shop was like and some of my earliest music shop memories.
Yeah, I love that kind of thing. In Nashville, my most local shop was 12 South Music, which I don't think is no Corner Music, which was located in 12 South, which I think has moved. Sadly, I didn't get to go when I was back there. But man, I always liked going to that place. They always had a pretty good selection. I got a jazz master. That was where I got my first jazz master. I remember Rick. When I really wanted that guitar, he went to see what else that he had that could maybe go toward some trade value to help me get it. So that really meant a lot to me. It
Aw,
made it a lot harder to trade that guitar in when I went and traded it for the Coronado too. But he supported that too because he's a good guy. Um, there was another shop in Cincinnati called Moeller Music, though, that was a lot closer to me. Is where I went when I lived in north of Cincinnati, near Kings Island, for those who know. And that's where I went to get more work done on guitars, where I went to get guitar strings. I did buy a guitar there. It's where I bought my ES1 35 or 137. And 135 or 137. It's the one that had the balsa wood block, not the mahogany. I forget the numbers. They don't make them anymore.
hmm.
Um, yeah, I'd have to look it up. I don't have it anymore. And yeah, I always really liked how the guys there treated me. They always treated me with a lot more respect than like when I would go to Sam Ash or the Guitar Center. That was also kind of like equal distance. They were always there. Yeah, they were always really great, sweet guys. They did music lessons there as well, though I didn't take them there. There were places closer to me that gave lessons. Um, it's just like the vibe. Like that's kind of what I shop for in local guitar stores, and you know,
Good vibes only.
yeah. And as like a young girl, as in rural Ohio,
Hmm.
from rural Ohio at least, you know, a little bit of a rarity at that point. Going in and looking at electric guitar stuff. So it was really about like who's not going to be a shithead to you,
Right.
who's going to treat you with respect. And these guys just they always treated me like I was fucking awesome. Like not like getting into my head too much, but they just treated me like one of the dudes. And
Sure.
I always appreciated that in them. And they didn't talk down to me, but they talked level headed to me and they talked to me like anybody else. And that mattered to me more than anything. And it really set a baseline of the kind of respect that I could and should get. And it was pretty essential for me. And I think that if I hadn't gotten that there, I wouldn't have thought that I could have gotten it anywhere. So shout out to Moeller Music. I hope that still exists. I hope the guys who worked there are doing good. Hope you're doing all right, guys.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, especially the guy with the red hair. I forgot your name. He was the best.
How dare you?
I don't know, dude. It's been how old am I? It's been 15 years. It's been at least
Yep.
14. It's been at least 14 years since I've been there. Like, come on, man.
So, well, anyways, I mean, with that said, shoot, go support your local music shops. It's that time of the year.
Yeah.
Uh, it's the time of the year to be shopping for friends and family. And if you're looking to shop for friends and family and you've got like, think about this now, not November. We're like, well, I really don't have the time. Somebody just order from an online retailer. Like, if you think of it now and have the time to go in and get ahead of the holiday rush to get those presents for your loved ones, go do
Yeah.
that now. Make sure you're supporting local.
And you can order through those local shops as well. And it's the
Indeed.
same price as like going through other retailers. You can see if they'll do price matching or whatever, but like support the local shops because uh like you can't try stuff out really from other places very easily. Online
Yep.
retailers. Like just just do it. Go to the Trading Musician and see what they have. Like places like the Trading Musician in Seattle, Old Town Music in Portland, go to Mike's Music in Cincinnati. Uh, shoot, go to Molar Music. I gotta look to see if Molar Music exists. Well, Willis Music still exists in Cincinnati. No,
Another great mention would be,
I think it's called Willis Music now. I think it's called Willis Music now.
is James still selling stuff through the Guitar Store brand, or is it under Quimper
Yeah, he
Sound now?
is. What is it under what?
Quimper Sound, or am I thinking of something else?
Kimper Sound is the record store.
Okay, there we go.
It's still the guitar store, and they ship out of. I don't know where they ship out of, but yeah, the guitar store still exists. It's all nine. Willis Music is now what Molar Music was, but it's in the same place. I loved it there, but now it's home in Westchester, Ohio. So sad.
So yeah, well, with that, I think it's
What
I
other
think it's
guitar
time to go
stores?
do some shopping.
Go to Corner Music in Nashville. I'm gonna pull the address. It is on Dickerson Pike. Oh, they look like they have a hell of a selection too. There's so many good guitar stores in Nashville. There really
It's
are.
Nashville.
And when I'm traveling, I love going to a ton of guitar stores. So if you sign up on Patreon and I'm traveling,
Oh, there we
I'm
go.
gonna ask you for guitar store recommendations.
Advice.
When traveling is a thing I do again.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, I remember when Nick and I took a vacation to Austin and we went to what was that? Those people who made those custom-esque guitars. I don't want to say Mohawk
I don't remember.
guitars. They had the branding with the bird.
I'm blanking.
Austin Guitar Manufacturer. It was not Collings. It was the one that doesn't exist anymore. It wasn't Mythic. It wasn't Erlewine. It started with an M.
A
Dang.
mystery to be solved for another day.
Just tell me in the comments
Yep.
who I forgot about. They were so nice to me also. Well, I forget. Oh, another what's new is I guess the other week, my Speed Tripper demo of the my Death by Audio Speed Tripper demo did really well. So thanks to everybody who watched that. That was really cool to see that one take off. And unexpected. Very unexpected.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
That one was on Music Radar.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I just how? Why? Okay, cool. Thanks.
Congratulations. Well deserved.
Sure. That was neat. Well, everybody out there, I think Andrew wants to go. So thanks for watching. I gotta go refill my coffee. He needs to fix his coffee mistake.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily.
And my name is Andrew.
Goodbye.
Bye.